Hi friends, I'm Carol Keller, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Illinois in the US, and today I have number 4 in my series of cards using the Extraordinary Flora Bundle and companion washi tape. I've had so much fun creating with these cards. So if you've missed the other 3, just check out my YouTube channel or my Facebook page on the last 3 Tuesdays because that's when I have posted them. And I hope there's one more. As I make this, I still have to create card number 5, but hopefully there will be one. And like I said, I've had a lot of fun creating with this. Today's card was actually cased from a card by Tandra Boyer, so I want to give credit where credit is due. And I've gotten my ideas from other demonstrators too for the other cards, but this one was very specifically following her idea, which I loved. So I hope you like it too. Let's get started. Here is today's card. What do you think? Like I said in the opening, I got the idea from another demonstrator, but I thought it was really clever. And I copied hers almost exactly. She used this color palette of the washi tape. It actually comes in 2 different colors. So this was the one that she used. And I decided I wanted to do the other color palette as well so you can see the differences. So I'll put that right to the side so that we can get started. And you'll see I've already put the washi tape on my piece of cardstock. The cardstock is 3 1/4 inches by 5 1/2. And you just turn it to the side, lay out the longest edge so it lines up. And then I start from the middle and then smooth it out each way. And then if there are any issues where it's bunching, just kind of fix those with my fingernail. And then I'm going to line the die up, the Extraordinary Flora die. And I'm going to grab my washi tape to hold it in place before I run it through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And it does take a little bit of finagling just because it's a lot of different flowers. So sorry, I'm trying to line it up as I talk to you. This does seem pretty good. I checked the bottom, checked the top, and then we're going to make sure we hold it down just like that. Grab another piece of washi tape and then put one toward the bottom because you definitely want to make sure that it's held nicely in place just like that. Hopefully that will do it. And the nice thing is this fits perfectly in the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Just make sure that you have both edges on your plates. I did have in one of my other videos, you'll see I had just a little snip to make here and here because it didn't quite get cut, but that was the only time I had the issue, and I've made a bunch of these, so I really haven't had any issues. So I'm going to run that through. But then after I do that, because I'm going to do it off camera, I also have another piece of basic white, and this is 3 3/4 inches by 5 inches, so it's 2nd layer size. I'm also going to run this through my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine with that die once I run this one through. And that's what we're going to use here. So you can see it's not quite long enough. That's okay. I'm going to center it about like that. There are going to be then open spaces here, here, and here. That's all right. The flowers are just going to come up or down as the case may be. But I really wanted the color all the way around in that first layer, and I wanted it to show. I didn't want to cover it up, which I would have had to do to make it long enough to go through the die. So hopefully that makes sense. But I'm going to run both of these through the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine with that die, and I'll be right back. All right, so I've cut both of them out. So it is funny because I did cut them out separately, but you save the insides from one and then the outside from the other. And the reason that you don't just save what you use, let me pull it in. I could have made this wider, but the problem is you can see the washi tape, and so it looks funny. That's why you need to do a separate one. So you want this just on the basic white with no washi tape. All right, so let's continue with assembly. I am starting with a basic white card base. Move that out of the way for right now. I also have my first layer, which is Petunia Pop. This is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. We are going to put that on right away with seal. This also goes on with seal. So I'm just gonna put seal along the edges because that will be fine. And you do want to make sure it's right side up. Just like this. And now the fun begins. I am going to, the easiest thing to do is place everything where it goes, because some of the flowers, the individual flowers, it will take a minute for you to figure out which one goes where. So this may be this one. It's hard to know, but this is what you want to do, is fit them in here. Yeah, this one goes here, so then this one has to go up here. Because if you do this, then it's easy to place them. Let's see here. So I'm going to fast forward through this, but so that you can see what I'm doing, but then I'm going to place them all in here. And for these, you just turn them until you see that they fit exactly, because there is only one right way to do it. There it is. And if you leave it in there until you put the dimensional on, it just makes it much easier. And you don't have to do all of them, because some of them are very obvious that there's only one of them, you know where they go. But if you're doing it for the first time, I think this is easier. And then what you're going to do is grab your dimensionals, and then I'm just going to take them one by one and put them on the back. Being careful to place, again, you're going to look to see where it fits exactly. This one is just twisted a little bit, and then place it right over. And if it's not exactly in the middle, that's okay, because it just means more color is going to show. So I'm going to fast forward as I do this. And I'm going to use the mini dimensionals on some of these as well. All right, so now that you get the idea, I'm going to do the rest off camera, and I'll be right back. All right, so now I have everything in place, and I did use some large and small dimensionals on some of the, like this one, I probably used a large one here and then a smaller one here. So just use your own judgment for that, and just make sure that you have everything kind of covered so it won't be saggy. But isn't that pretty? Oh, I love it. I love this color palette. I love that it comes in 2 color palettes so you can make similar cards, but yet they're each a little bit different too. All right, now we're going to put that aside for right now, and we're going to do some stamping. So we're going to do the sentiment that goes on the outside. I have a scrap of basic white. It's a little bit raggedy, but I think it's going to be okay for our purposes. Let's make sure it's clean here. And we're going to stamp the word congratulations, and that stamp does come with the Extraordinary Flora kit as well. We're going to stamp that in Petunia Pop. Actually, I think I'm gonna punch first. Punch one end anyway. So I believe this is called the Happy Labels Pick-a-Punch. If it isn't, I will post in the comments what it is called. Terrible with my punch names. And the reason I'm doing this is I'm gonna move it over so that it's about like that. I've got some space. Hopefully I can get it straight. Not bad. I will go with that. So now, well, let's stamp on the inside, and then we'll worry about doing the rest of the punching. So on the inside, I used a Happy Retirement stamp set that comes from the Sunrise Sailing stamp set, because there is a congratulations one that you can use for a wedding that comes with the Extraordinary Flora set, which I'll show you at the end. But I did not want just wedding cards, so I changed this one up a bit. But if you watch my whole series, you will see the other one being used. And then the inside is done. If I had extra flowers, I would have put one on the inside, but since I didn't, since we used them all on the front, I didn't do that. But our stamping is done. All right, now for the rest of the punching, I purposely saved the little piece that I punched because we're going to use it to space. And this is a little longer than that, so it may run a little longer. That's okay. It was just luck that it was the same width as the flowers, and I don't mind if it's a little longer. But what you do is whatever space is here, I'm going to make it on this side right here. I'm going to take my pencil and mark the outer edge because I know that tells me where to cut it. So now we don't need this anymore. I'm going to grab my snips and I'm going to cut right here. I'm going to grab the punch again and we're going to feed it right in here all the way to the back, making sure it's straight. And we should have a pretty centered sentiment. We're going to do the same thing with this piece of Petunia Pop. Let me make sure, yes, it's long enough. So the same thing, I'm going to feed it through the punch on one end first. This piece of basic white is a 1/2 inch wide, just under 1/2 inch wide. This is just under 3/4 of an inch, so it fits in that spot, in that slot. We're going to save the little piece that we punch off. I'm going to grab my seal and put this on because that will help us with spacing as well. So I want it spaced right here, about like that, so that there's relatively even spacing on all 3 sides. It's a little bit bigger on the bottom, and that's okay. And then, because I want that spacing on this side, I'm going to lay this piece down, do the same thing, make a mark with my pencil, snip the excess off. And we'll feed it into the punch one last time. And you always want to make sure it's relatively straight on the other side. And there we go. So now that's ready to adhere. For this, I believe I used glue dots because I laid it so that it was sort of in between these 2 sets of flowers. Oh, it is still pretty much the same length. I thought it would be longer. There you go. And so I looked and I put glue dots up here and then down here, relatively where, you know, they would meet up. Doesn't have to be perfect, but put a couple on the top and then a few on the bottom. Certainly there's one in the middle and one toward each end. And then we fit it back over here. So I really wanted those flowers to show. Last but not least, we're going to add a little bit of bling, because what's a card without bling? For that, I have the 2024-2026 in color flat pearls, which I'm using for the first time. So these are the 2024-2026 in colors, just like the name says. So we're using Petunia Pop because Petunia Pop is in the card. So, and even honestly, the summer splash would work. It's close enough, I think, to the colors in here, but I'm just going to use the Petunia Pop just for the sake of ease right now. And I'm going to follow just what I did. Might need some new putty though. Follow just what I did on the first card. I think because this one's big and it's the first one, I'm going to pick it up with my fingers. So you want it kind of over here. And the next size. So these are a little larger, but I'm still going to use 5. And then maybe we'll do this. We'll use the medium-sized one here, and then the smallest size here. and up at the top over here, just like I did on the first card, so that your eye is drawn around the card. Aren't those pretty? Oh, love them. And then that is it. That is today's card. I love the washi tape. Love that it comes in the 2 color palettes, like I said. And let me show you what else I used. You saw, of course, the Extraordinary Flora die. Here is the stamp set that goes along with it. So it's got that pretty congratulations, and here's the wedding for the extraordinary couple. So, or you could use with love. But for my card today, I used the Sunrise Sailing Happy Retirement. There's also congratulations. I could have used that on the front, but I really like this font, so I decided to use that for the card today. And I think that is about it. You saw the gems and the punch. And so yes, thanks so much for joining me today. Please remember to check out the other cards in my Extraordinary Flora series, 5 in all. The videos are all numbered right in the title, so you'll know which one is which. And if you've seen them before, I'm posting one a week, so if you don't see it right away, that's why. If you don't see all of them right away, that's why. I'm posting one a week until I get to the end, so look for that over the next few weeks. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so. Click on the bell and you'll be notified when I post new videos. I have been posting about one a week, and certainly that's going to be the case with this series. I'm going to post them until they're all one a week until they're all posted, so over a period of a month. But check out my other videos as well. I have lots of card videos. I have scrapbook pages. I have home decor items. I have tips and techniques videos, beginner videos. So hopefully a lot there that you can use. And please leave me some love in the comments as well, either on this video, the other ones in my Extraordinary Flora series, or some of my other videos, because I appreciate that and I do answer every single one. All right, thanks again for joining me. I will see you again soon, friends. Happy stamping.